Hey, welcome in everyone. This is Dan French, Wealthytainment. Today we have a great show. I'm going to talk today about Katt Williams. Everybody's been talking about Katt Williams. So this thing, as everybody said, it's broken. It broke the internet. He came out, was exposing a lot of things. You know, this is not the first time we've heard this, but he just went on a more depth, detailed explanation of what really goes on. And everybody doesn't really know. We're just taking what his word is. But it is interesting that he came out, and we're going to listen to what he has to say, give our opinion on what's going on with the industry, and as far as stand-up comedy and just comedians in general. What he came out and stated is that, you know, a lot of people are selling their soul, if you want to call it, or, you know, selling themselves to get ahead, right? They're plants, like Kevin Hart was planted into the entertainment center of being on movies and being a comedian, things like that. And so let's listen to what Katt Williams has to say, and then I'm going to bring Chris in here and talk to Chris about what his thoughts are.
Got the role in 4 days. The truth of the matter is, the Money Mike in the original script got raped in the bathroom, and that's what Ricky Smiley was okay with. Katt Williams had to take the risk in front of the studios and the cast and our powers that be in his very first movie and say respectfully, humbly, guys, if we're talking about anything else, I have no credibility and I have no pull. But we're talking about comedy, right, where I have all the credibility and all the pull. The problem with Friday After Next is we're trying to make a classic comedy. And this comedy involves a rape. And rape is never funny, no matter who it happens to or what the circumstances are. If you would allow me to allow us to do this movie without a black man getting raped in it, I promise you that it will be twice as funny as it would be with him getting raped. So considering that's the real story.
All right, so we're back. We heard what Katt Williams had to say. So again, he's come out, basically said what we said. Kevin Hart, Kevin Hart is a guy that a lot of people like Kevin Hart, but then, he's coming out and maybe he's taking a little bit of hit on this. He actually threatened a lawsuit against Katt Williams for defamation and other things that's gone on. And they don't have a good history anyways. But a lot of people are, starting to look at Kevin Hart like, is this guy really would do anything he can to get and be successful at all costs, And so, Chris, you looked at this video, you looked at it and you talked with me about the Katt Williams situation a little bit before we started this video. What are your thoughts on this? Do you think Hollywood and comedians in general are really being pushed back or held back like Katt Williams because they're not willing to do certain things?
100%. I don't even think it has anything to do with Hollywood. I think that in all sectors, in some form of fashion, especially once people start getting to a certain level, certain criteria, if one is not willing to do certain favors or certain acts or certain, we'll just say certain favors and acts, have people been held back from that? 100%. And I think the reason why this has gotten 51 million views in just 2 short weeks is because people are, whether they're interested or not interested in it, to sacrifice yourself, your moral, your integrity, and your character for fame or the spotlight, money, those things are just people that just isn't aligned with the human spirit, ultimately. And at the end of the day, man, people have to sit there and say, like, is it really worth it? And whatever that your belief is, it may be worth it for you. Personally, me, I don't give a fuck if Kevin Hart is an industry plant, what he's done. He could wear a million dresses. Does that make me dislike him or like him more? It does not, right? Now, if he's doing something inhumane, like cruelty to kids, animals, things like that, he's got some dark, twisted secret, then of course, that's different. But if he just wants to humiliate himself in a sense, in terms of wearing dresses, or the industry, we'll call it, has a different agenda, and so they're just going to use him as this plant, then that's that. Let's see here.
I can hear it now.
Okay.
Go ahead. You were
Is
saying
that better?
industry. Yeah, you were saying industry plant. Go ahead.
Yeah, whether Kevin Hart's an industry plant or not, makes that doesn't. I don't lose sleep over that. I don't like him or dislike him less or more. I think he is, good. He's good at what he does, right? He's. Would I pay money to go see his stand up? Probably not. It's not my type of comedy. Have I seen several of his movies? I have, and I think people are aligning with what Cat Williams is saying because he's in the industry. He would be considered someone credible in terms of he knows these people personally. He knows them by whether being on moving sets with them, being on tour with them, and the public is. You're starting to see a shift that people are out here to expose those that are not being righteous in a sense. We'll just say that. And he also talked about comedians stealing jokes, and I don't want to say it's astonishing to me, but what I'm noticing is that, man, people are really going above and beyond for fame and money, and I guess money more over fame, and just the depths and the lengths that people will go to achieve those two. It never ceases to amaze me.
Yeah, I think would you ever consider, because like the problem that I see here with this is that it's probably bigger than we know. Cat Williams is probably just exposing this and just bringing it to light. But this has probably been going on for a while, right? Probably deeper than we even know. And maybe these things are going on, but at what point do you say, okay, I'm not going to go down that road on this profession, because it is now going to get to a point where unless I'm willing to sacrifice my integrity, then I'm not going to be able to further my career. And unfortunately, people with power will always abuse their power. And I think that's another situation that he's talking about here.
100% happens every single day, every second of the day. Yeah, I do. That's and for anyone who doesn't think that, I don't know what world they're from, or what, like, that would be supreme. Just that person would be naive to the highest degree to not know that people every day are sacrificing their character and their morals for a position, for a title, for money, fame, for an opportunity. And I think what we need to curb that, we need more people, not just Cat Williams because he's a public figure, but even in the workspace, right? If you see that somebody's not doing something, you hold them accountable, right? Hey, that's wrong. Why are you doing that? And people aren't doing that. So we need more of that. And if you're not doing that, you're just as guilty as the person doing those things. It's disgusting. So same thing at work. I'm in the car industry. It is not considered a glorified industry. It could be looked at somewhat as, shady or not honest, and it screws a lot of people over. I don't lie to customers. I don't tell people what they want to hear for a sale. I don't do none of that shit. It's terrible. And when I see people doing that, I hold them accountable. Hey, why did you tell them that's not accurate? You need to clean that up. Don't tell people that. Don't tell for a sale, right? Shouldn't be lying anyway, and definitely not for because if you'll do that, then that lets you let you know that there's other things that you'll lie about to further to get money, and it always starts with a small little thing that people tell themselves like, oh, well, it's not that big of a deal, and no, it is. It can lead to a horrible, horrible path of consistently sacrificing your character.
Yeah, I think it comes down to sacrificing your character. I'm going to say this: Kevin Hart never. I don't know if he did or not, but I don't remember him coming out and stating that he denied any of the things that Cat Williams said. He just basically said, you're putting a bad putting out bad information on my name, basically, and I'm going to come out and sue you if you keep doing that or threaten to sue. And so, from Kevin Hart's perspective, Kevin Hart was put out on blast. Do you think that Kevin Hart did take that route, and that's why he's progressed further than Katt Williams?
If I had to, I don't know, but I'll answer the question. If I had to bet on it, I would say like the over under.
Yep.
Me being a bet man, I would say he did.
Yeah.
He's probably done some things that, you know, and like I said, I don't know Kevin Hart. I've never met him. Probably never will meet him. And I don't dislike him. That's I'm not. It's not has nothing to do with my answer of a dislike. I think he's good at what he does, obviously. But do I think he might have um, sacrificed himself, his morals or his character for maybe certain roles or things he would not have normally done? I could see that. If someone came out and said he did that, I wouldn't be surprised.
Right.
Not in the slightest. That doesn't mean that he has. Maybe he hasn't. Could Katt Williams just be this ranting, raving, jealous comedian who feels like he's not on? But I will say this: Katt Williams is not broke, right? So he's not struggling in any sense. So he doesn't, what his agenda to expose to him, which would be the truth. I don't see what that would be. It's not like he's trying to get a role for a movie.
Yeah.
He's on tour. He does well. He's a multimillionaire. I think he just wants to be a truth teller, and he's out here exposing the lies and how people receive the information from him. They'll land on their own truth in that. But to answer your question, because that's what we do here, we don't run away from answers. I would probably say he probably has. If he has not, good for him. But if I was a betting man and someone said I had to pick, I would say more or less he has.
Yeah, we're going to end this real quick, but I just want to say this. There's a fine line between furthering your career and then sacrificing your character. So we're not saying do things that doesn't further your career and maybe taking sacrifices and putting in the hard work, knowing that this is going to pay off. For instance, if you're an entrepreneur, you're somebody that's self-employed and you're putting in the work, or you have a mentor that's helping you get to a level where you need to be and you got to, roll up your sleeves. What we're saying is that it's these outside things like putting on dresses and probably doing things that we don't know about to get and further their career, men and women, not just comedians.
Yeah, even if you're not a comedian, yeah, I agree 100%, Dan. The way to clean it, yeah, because people will misconstrue what we're saying. Even at work, you're in sales and you're lying to customers to get sales. That's a shitty thing to do.
Yeah.
Don't do that, right? And a customer thinks they're getting something that they're really not, just so you can get a sale. That's not cool, right? You're a waiter, a waitress, or a bartender, and you gave someone old food, or you gave someone bad food, and you overcharge someone, and you overcharge them, and you don't say anything. All these little things through life that you go through that you get challenged every day, and something is not right, and you don't speak up. That is challenging your character, and you're sacrificing your integrity.
Getting a mentor or not, but again, it comes to a point where is enough, right? Do you need the fame like these guys do, or these people that are comedians? Do you need to go the extra mile because it's like an addiction on that sense where you want to become the number one, you'll do anything you can to get there. You're not willing to go down that road as an individual because we know that there's things that maybe you don't want to do are going to be presented that you don't agree with. And I think that's why I can't speak for you, but I think a lot of people out there don't want to go down a road like that. And there's some that will, and it's going to continue to happen. But I'm just saying for the masses, I think a lot of people know there's a shadiness to becoming successful, and especially in the entertainment business, comedian business. And I'm not saying everybody's doing that, but again, I'm not surprised that Katt Williams came out and said it. And it's just probably not the last time we're going to hear about this. You have anything else to say?
No, sir, my brother. It's been a pleasure as always, sharing these viewpoints and these perspectives with you.
All right, man. You guys subscribe, like the channel, hit the like button. We'll see you guys at the next one. We're out of here.